You know what they say, jack of all trades, jack of hearts is right bower. Unless you turn down or have an eye, then you shout. Now you're Dutching. Order up. You're at the bridge. We're playing policeman. Hello and welcome to Flyover Culture, your guided tour to pop culture in the Midwest. I'm Peyton Whaley. Look, I'm a big tabletop gamer, so you know I'm not afraid of some rules. I don't care if there's an hour-long setup or you have to explain a meta to me. I'll try anything. So when my boss said, you should do an episode on Euchre, the Midwest's favorite card game, I thought, how hard could that be? So the folks at Circle City Athletics invited me up to Broad Ripple to Brickhouse Dueling Pianos to try and figure out why the Midwest loves Euchre so much. And try and untangle, maybe, just maybe, what in God's name these rules mean. For those who know, Euchre is as Midwestern as a Catholic fish fry, or repressing emotions. For those who don't, it's a card game that's been played for over 150 years. Today, it's most well known in the Euchre Belt: Illinois, Kentucky, Michigan, Ohio, Pennsylvania, and where today's tournament is, Indiana.
You use 24 cards, 9, 10, jack, ace, king, and queen. So those are the only cards in the deck that you use.
That's Noah from Circle City Athletics. CCA organizes sports leagues all over Indianapolis, including this one that meets every Wednesday to play Euchre at Brickhouse.
Each hand, you have the chance to get what's called a trick, meaning you win that trick. If you win 3 out of the 5 tricks, you get a point for your team. There's 5 tricks per hand, and once that's over, you just move on and then the next person deals.
First mentions of the game go back to 1844, but 5-trick trump games like Euchre go back as far as the early 1400s in Germany, like what is now Kaiserspiel. The rules of Euchre were then laid out in the 1845 edition of the American Hoyle, basically a gentleman's guide to games, like ye olde prima strategy guide. Before then, historian David Parlett says the game almost certainly came from the Alsatian game Euchrespiel, then changed to Euchre by non-German speakers, then finally to Euchre, likely by somebody with a church background, a la the Eucharist. But what does Euchre actually mean? There's not really a clear-cut answer, but Parlett's best answer is that the name is a combination of High German and English to describe the 2 jacks of the trump suit as yoked together and dragging the other trumps behind them. But nearly 2 centuries later, Euchre is still going strong in the Midwest, where high schools like mine put it on the PE curriculum. And it has a 6.8 out of 10 on Board Game Geek. That's not important, I just think it's funny that a 150-year-old game is rated lower than my favorite from last year, a game about woodland critters making a newspaper. Playing Euchre is like fashion. There's a ton of ways to express yourself, and people in Germany get real freaky with it.
It's a very hard game to teach on the fly. We don't get a lot of people that are reaching out being like, oh, do you teach Euchre? Because it's a very hard game to, we could sit here for hours going over rules to the game and we'd still have stuff to talk about when 10 o'clock comes around.
No matter where I looked, every rules explainer couldn't get more than a sentence in without adding some kind of caveat to the rules. So I thought it would be best to have Carl Sanders from CCA lay it out for me. So we're here with Carl, who has drawn the short straw and gets to explain to me how Euchre works. I'm gonna let you take it from here because I don't even want to try and assert myself.
When I teach Euchre, what I like to do is first lay out all of the cards of the same suit so that people understand kind of like the power of trump.
Now, when we say power of trump, we're not talking about the ability to make family reunions super weird, but rather a hierarchy of power in the cards.
So I'm using spades as the example, and the highest power trump in spades will be the jack of spades. That is called the right bower. Now the left bower is the other jack of the same color. So the jack of clubs will be the second highest power trump within the set of spades. So moving down the line, ace of spades, king, queen, 10, and 9.
Much more familiar looking once we get past the jacks.
Yep.
And just to reiterate the trippiest part of Euchre, if a player decides diamonds is the trump suit, the order of trump is then jack of diamonds in first place, jack of hearts in second since it's the same color, then everything else, ace, king, queen, 10, and 9 of that trump suit, diamonds. Don't try and sneak a win using the jacks of any other color, they won't do anything.
To start a game of Euchre, somebody just grabs a deck of cards, shuffles it a couple times, And as soon as a black jack is flipped over,
Eventually.
There we go.
All right.
So you got the first black jack. That means you get to start the deal.
Now everybody gets to see what a garbage shuffler I am. And so 5 each eventually?
Yep, 5 each eventually.
Face down or face up?
This is face down, and this is called the kitty, but we will flip over the top card
Okay, king of diamonds.
to kind of start the round.
Okay.
All right, so when we pick up our cards,
And I'm gonna have mine just face down.
cool, I will as well.
Should I get these face down too? Or face up?
Yeah, we can put those face up. So your partner is sitting across from you, and you obviously don't know what they have. And your job is to figure out whether or not, with this king of diamonds, if you can win 3 or more tricks.
Okay.
So looking at this person's hand to your left, I see that they have the strongest
The trump
jack,
card.
okay, the jack of diamonds there, and they don't really have anything else. All right, so in my opinion, if I were this person right here, I would definitely pass because I don't think I can win 3 or more tricks.
Okay.
Moving on to the next person, they would have to have that same discussion with themselves. Could they win 3 or more tricks if they want this card to be in the game? If any one of these people, including yourself, want this card to be trump, what they can do is order up trump, and you would essentially take that card and then you pick one of yours to put in the kitty. The person from your left would then start playing. What can happen is if all 4 of us say no or we say pass, what we can do is then take that king of diamonds, turn it upside down. Diamonds are off the table of being trump.
Okay.
So we get to go around one more time and figure out what trump will be for that round. All right, so again, looking at my partner's hand across from me, they technically have 3 hearts. So there is a possibility that they could potentially win 3 or more tricks, maybe with some of my help, some luck as well.
Name a trump suit. Name just any of them, and then.
Let's go hearts.
All right, so hearts is trump. If I'm the dealer, would the person to the left of me go first?
Correct.
Okay. We play through this hand, and then whoever ends up with the most tricks, that team wins the round, right?
Correct.
Okay.
So you and your partner, you call trump. If you get 3 or 4 tricks, you get 1 point.
Okay.
If you get all 5 tricks, you and your partner, you get 2 points.
Great.
Now, if me and my partner were to stop you in any sort of way where we get 3 tricks and we did not call trump, we would then get 2 points.
Excellent. Okay. That pretty much covers the basics of euchre, but depending on how far you want to go down the rabbit hole, there are a ton of variations. You could play with 3, 5, or even 6 people, you could play bid euchre, or you could play British rules with the joker, but until they learn to season their food, I'm just gonna skip over that one. And then there's the slang, oh lordy the slang. Bustle, lay down, skunk, dutching, it's simply too much. How long have you personally been playing euchre?
Oh man, I moved to Indiana in 2013, and that's when I first started playing and learning. That's a solid 11 years of playing.
And how long since 2013, when you started, did it take for you to feel like you really understood it?
I'm lucky in the sense that I grew up in a family that played cards all the time.
All right.
So understanding trump, following suit, understanding some strategy, I'd say a week or 2 in, I was good to go, still learning some strategy and understanding how a few things work, but it did take some time for me to learn.
Cool. Well, thank you so much for doing this. I know the tournament's about to get started, so we will get out of the way and see what happens. Thanks so much, Carl.
You're welcome.
I feel like the people here are a lot of fun, but they're also competitive. It's like a nice mix. So you get to know a lot of cool people, but like it's also just a really competitive, fun game.
I think it's a sense of community. We have people from all walks of life, various ages, come together over euchre, and it's a unique game, and it keeps your skills sharp each and every week.
How you doing tonight?
Lost the first one, we're in a death match right here, holding on as best we can.
How long have y'all been coming here to Brick House?
This is our 2nd season together.
Okay, what brought you back? What keeps you coming?
The competitive nature of both of us.
Okay. So it's
be honest,
ride or die. It's
pretty much.
Apparently this is like the best location for the euchre league.
It's a good get together too.
That's true.
Yeah.
Okay, so we know why these ride or die players love euchre, but can you see why the Midwest loves this game so much? It goes back as far as the game itself. If the leading theory is that Euchre came from Euchrespiel, a game from the French-German border, there's a pretty clear through line that we can follow. Between 1840 and 1890, a large number of Germans immigrated to the US. Many of them were farmers being pushed out of their homes by a greater emphasis on factory work and enticed by opportunities both real and perceived that came with owning land. And where exactly are those farmers likeliest to buy up land in mid-19th century America? Yep. What was appealing about Euchre back in the 19th century still applies today. The rounds only last a few minutes, so it's great for tournaments. And it can be as casual or as cutthroat as you want. And more than anything, it's a social game. Plenty of opportunities to get to know your fellow players, or as this guy puts it, to decide if your relationship's gonna last. Plus, it's tradition. If you play it, chances are your parents played it and their parents before them.
Both of our moms have a team, and so we knew about the league, and as soon as we turned 21, we decided to start playing.
Excellent, so it runs in the family.
I guess so, yeah.
Oh, my whole life. It's the Midwest. We play euchre, obviously, so we were ready. We're about as good as bench players as you could possibly have.
It's just really cool to kind of see the same people over and over come into Brick House on season by season basis and just play with each other. And they all learn who each other is, and they know Carl, and it just turns into just a very tight-knit community and almost like a family here on Wednesday nights. That's why I love it.
And maybe the answer is the same now as it was in 1845. It's just fun to throw cards at a dueling piano bar while throwing back a few drinks with friends.
Thanks so much for checking out our new season of Flyover Culture. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss what we have coming up. And throw us a like, that helps us out too. A big thank you to the folks at CCA for getting this started. And if you're new to Euchre, let us know how we did with the rules. And if you're not new to Euchre, I'm sure you will anyway.